Hey everyone, it's your boy What12 here, and today we're going to play Wipeout HD Fury on the RPC3 emulator. As of right now, I'm running it off an SD card, and as you can remember, usually SD cards aren't going to load the world faster as much as a solid state drive, so probably either recommend increasing the internals one on the Steam Deck or at least getting a faster SD card. I'm just trying to see what are the lowest specs. This is like this lowest micro SD card that I have, so I wanted to see how slow it would go, how fast it would load. It seems like it's doing fine for what it's capable of doing. Some aspects it does freeze up when it's going to the lower levels, so right there I just wanted to switch over to another map. It seems like more maps that have more stuff that come in. That's why usually you would recommend a solid state drive, because it's going to load stuff faster. Or a better SD card at least. This one's minimum specs are only like 10 megabytes per second. So definitely do not use this card for gaming. I am just using it as a benchmark to see how slow capable this thing is doing. Other than that, right here, as you can see, the aspects of this is way still spectacular than I would suspect, especially from the Steam Deck at the beginning of this. None of these games are compatible usually, and like the company who makes this emulator hasn't even updated anything yet, the developers usually. You gotta edit some settings on PC, even in general, and like even with a solid state drive, it still takes a bit to load in everything, but it's not as bad as the micro SD cards usually. Yeah, especially at the beginning, and if you have more effects and more people coming in and plotting in. Other than that, I'm like, the gameplay is actually pretty good in my opinion, but I'm like, you're getting like still sub 30 frames. I would still say like about maybe like 20 to 30 frames per second, maybe around there. I would say, at least looking at the specs of it. But on PC you could probably get like 60 solid state, but again, this is only going out on a internal GPU, of course. So other than that, in my opinion, I think most of the games are doing a pretty good job, even on emulators with no additional power needed. Believing this is taking about like 15 watts, which actually isn't that much compared to like most of the Steam games. So if there is an option where probably you could do the TDP, I would probably be grateful. Maybe the developers might turn that on or not. I really don't know if they will add an option specifically. They did update it for some games, but I'd rather try the ones that haven't been tested yet and see where that goes in general. But anyways, yeah, I'm not as good at this one. I barely played this one, I think a long time ago probably, so Motor Storm and some other games probably would be, I'm usually a little better at those racing games more. But yeah, I just wanted to test this one out because it looked very intense to run as well, especially on a dinky card like this one. Let's see. Yeah, I get stuck a lot, especially here. But I'll probably try all these games again once I get a solid state drive into this thing. I just wanted to see how slow everything can go on it and see the minimum specs, because the base model is a real one that you probably want to get, and then you could either upgrade it or keep the thing and just see how it runs. In my opinion, this runs amazingly for that subpar point, which is actually spectacular for something you can move around with. And again, you're playing a PlayStation game, which is amazing in general. But other than that, it's a pretty good device, in my opinion at least. I'll probably do a full review of this thing later. I just really want to test the emulation, really that much. But yeah, no, if you guys have any other suggestions for games or any other than that, definitely be happy to hear from you guys, either in the comments or probably, yeah, if you have a suggestion at all, definitely be happy to listen. I'm just clearly just trying to test out this thing in all different ways, in my opinion. Especially dual booting and stuff. That's gonna be fun. And I hope you have a great day.